Hi everybody, it's Janet with Fruit of the Vine Art Studio. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here with me tonight. I'm going to do a couple of little cutouts that are mermaid tails. Aren't those neat? Now this one's got more pointed tail over here, and this one has a wider tail that comes out like that. But as you can see, they're both mermaid tails, and they're little 6-inch cutouts that I've got. They were in my fun mystery box of wood shapes. So we're going to go ahead and paint those this evening. I think that those will turn out really neat. I'm going to be using some metallic blue and a little bit of, oh, what is this one? Amethyst purple, and a little bit of sapphire, and a little bit of Key West, and possibly a drop of yellow in there too, and black and white. I'm going to tilt you down and zoom you in, and that way you can see what we're doing, and we can get started. There's an awful lot of stuff on the table. I know you'd much rather see what I'm painting and a little less of all that stuff. There we go. That looks much better. Oops, I don't knock the table over, huh? You never know about what's going to happen here. So to start these out, I want to start with a lighter color in the middle. I'm going to wipe them off too, just in case there's any extra sawdust or anything on them. This one does feel a little gritty, where they've been packed in there and sitting on the shelves and so forth. So I'm just going to wipe that off, just wipe them off real good. I'm going to start off with a little bit of the Key West first, which is like a light pool type color. Oh, I think I might need just a drop of that light apple tart green too. Just a bit of that. And I'm just going to get these colors out here. I'm opening these up right there, just using them straight out of the lid because I just got a little bit of each, and that's okay. I only need a very little bit of each. And I'm going to show you a different way of making the scales, a very simple way to make scales. Very simple way. Oops, don't drop that. Okay, and I'm just going to work with this 1/4-inch brush here, flat brush. Get it wet to start. Shake off a little bit of that water. And I'm going to start with that pool blue, that light pool, and I'm just going to run that right up and down through the middle here. And do the same thing right here. I'm going to go straight into this apple tart. And I'm just going to work that on the sides of that pool blue. Don't want to get too much of it in there. I want to still see my pool. I'm going to have to put a little bit more pool blue on that one. But that's okay. We're going to be moving a lot of different colors into it. But I want a little bit of apple tart here. Just a little bit of a green shading on this. A little bit of a blue streak right down the middle. Okay. Let me get this. This one is Peacock Pearl. I'm just gonna. This has got a sheen, a metallic sheen to it, and I'm just gonna kind of bring that right over the top of this, just lightly. Bring that right over the top. Do the same thing here. Blended right over top of my pool blue, but that's okay. Mermaids have a pretty sheen to them when they go by, and that's what we're looking for, is that lovely sheen. Now we got a darker blue. We're going to use around the edges here. Get that stuff off of there. Got little bits of paper, I guess, and stuff on my messy work area. Which, yes, we can see I've got a messy work area. We all know that. Here we go. A little bit of blue on that one. A little bit of this darker blue around here. Let me just kind of hold that here on the side a little. Just getting this darker blue on there. And we'll get to the sides of this in just a moment. You can see this is kind of just going over top of that green, that light green color that I used. Get it up here at the top. Scoot back up here. Now I'm going to go into that purple. And I'm just going to kind of bring it down in a streak. Going out through the middle of it. And then maybe with this one we'll put the purple more along the outer edges. That. Just kind of lightly sweeping it. I'm not trying to make a full coverage of that at all. That's just lightly sweeping it. Just a little up the middle. Okay. Now I'm going to go around the edge of it using this purple. Wow, this other one's drying a little bit. Whoops, I forgot to turn down that. Hey, Steve. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. I can't see what's going on here on my computer. It just, for some reason, just ends up, if I'm not messing with it, it just seems to just go dark. Let me see. Maybe I can see better there, if I can get it to come up for me. I know all you're seeing is me and my arm at this point. There we go. Yeah, now I can see better. It's hard to see with that. It's way up there over there, and it's hard to see what's actually being commented. So I like to have my computer nearby so I can see it. I don't know if you can see that pretty purple color. And how that's got that sheen to it. It's really pretty. And that is a Deco Art Amethyst is what I'm using here. This is Deco Art's Amethyst. Now, to make the scales, I want you to get you a Sharpie marker with a cap on it. And that's what I'm going to show you how I'm going to try this. We're going to see if this works. I'm hoping this is going to work right. I've got an idea that it will work right. I'm going to test it. And we're going to see how it works. Take on that little hair. Get that off of there. Drop that on there. Whoosh, just a little bit. Didn't hurt it at all. Just gave it a little more of a purple there. Yeah, it didn't hurt that either. Okay. Pick this back up. Ah. Try to get it back to where you can see what I'm doing. I don't know if you can or not. I'm holding it in a very odd angle. There we go. Go across the top of it here, maybe. Ooh, I'm going to knock it all over everything. trying not to hold it, not to touch it and mess it up, I'm going to end up dropping it on the other one and messing it up. Hold still, you. I'm getting mermaid fingers. There. That looks like that covered it all. I just got to get down here on this end of it. Maybe I can just slightly hold it right there and then go back and add a little bit where my fingers are touching. And I'm thinking, since I did this one with the purple around the outside, I'm going to lay that down. Slightly swoop a little bit more right here. A little more of the purple down here on the tail. On the bottom. More like that. Okay, so that's that one. We're going to put him over here now, and we're going to get this one. Excuse me, I'm going to get me a drink. I'm thirsty here, dropping my lid. Got the paint all over my fingers. Trying not to touch the lid of the bottle here. Okay, so now with this one, I'm going to do it in the sapphire. This is darker blue. Maybe I'll do it a little differently than I did this one. Let's see. I'm just going to hold it right there and not put it where my hand is. I think that makes more sense. And then just come back and do that little area on each side after I paint it. See? Sometimes it takes a few paint fumes to get to me before I start thinking. Ha ha! You never know. Sweep that just right there. I got it up on that corner. That's alright. See, that's what you do when you make a little mistake. You just sweep it across it. Just sweep that right up on there. Blend it in a little more. Just gives that mermaid a richer, colorful tail. She's probably off somewhere wishing for legs, huh? Like a little hair right on here. Right there. Got that. So it's just right here where I'm holding it. Let's get this side first. That's a pretty, pretty sheen. No, if you can, yeah, I think you kind of get an idea of what that deep blue really does look like. That's such a pretty color. Such a pretty color. Of course, blues and purples are my favorites anyway. And then when you get them with this glittery metallic look to them, I just love them. I think they're so pretty. Okay. So now we've got our tails both colored up fairly well. Let's put just a little bit of blue along the outside of this one, since we blued it up more on the on the inside. And that blue outside, it may as well have a little more blue on the inside. Okay, so now we've got a pretty purple one and a pretty blue one. And I think I can probably just put this in the water for right now, and I'm going to put these caps back on there, and hopefully whatever little bit of paint's still in there will just go right back into that bottle and maybe not just waste it all. Okay, let me wipe this off, because now we're going to get out a little bit of black. That's probably much more than I need, but why not? I want you to take your pen cap right here, the inside of your pen cap, this pen cap. Put it in the paint. Get it on about a half of it, if you can. Now I'm just going to try this. Let's see. Let's see how that would work. Get you a good start anyway. At least you have an idea of how you're gonna line them up. I should have made those touch and I didn't. But now you don't want to get it all the way across it, so that's where your problem comes in. Let's try this one. Ha! Kind of dip it in there and then touch it on some piece of paper or something first before you do it. Let's go here, here. And it's not exact, but you know what? Oh no, can you see it? It's doing it. Maybe not perfect. You might do better if you want to use your brush, but heck, just for the ease of it, look at that. Bring it on around there. It's not perfect, but it's doing pretty daggone good, I think. For just using a pen cap to do it. Just got to kind of line them up. Let me scoot you off for just a moment. We're working on this little fella here. Huh. Well, little idea kind of works. It does good enough for just a quick way to add the little things to it, the little scales to your little fish, your little mermaid's tail here. Just an easy way. Getting down again, do just a couple of them here. Bring it on around, bring it on around. One there, here, there. Stop right there on that one. Let's get this one up here. Take it too far up. Oop. That's all right. We're not looking for perfection. We're just trying something different. And if you could really take your time and do a much better job than what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of wiggling it around. You could line it up a lot better and really make it turn out pretty, pretty, pretty. But for what it is, I think it's going on pretty quick, and it's going on pretty easy. Let's do this one over here first. Work it a little thicker on this side for a minute. Just kind of putting it down and rolling it around just a little bit. There we go. Happy little mermaid tail. Oop, that one slid off the edge. Get a little more paint for it. There. There. That one right there. That one right there. One right there in the middle. And then we'll stop that there. That looks like a fish's tail to me, don't it, to you? Even the thicker lines don't make it look any worse. Actually, it kind of gives it more of a 3D effect, like the tail's actually got the scales on it. I like how that worked out. I think those turned out pretty doggone good, actually. I like that. So now we're done with this. We're just going to take a paper towel, and you want to put it up inside of it and all the way around the outside of it too, because you're going to have paint on the inside of your pen cap. And you want to get that out and get it off of it real well. Put it back on your pen. And I'm just going to take this little brush here and I'm going to get some of this black paint that's all over this. I'm just going to take give her some little bit of separation in her tail. And I'm just making little squiggly lines. Do the same thing to this one. Maybe we'll make this one more of a coming down and curving out. More like that. And there we have it. 2 mermaid tails from 2 different mermaids. Now I could always take some white and we could do little fun white highlights on it. That would always look cute too. That would be very easy to do. You just add just a little bit of the white to it actually. Get that little brush back. There. And just pick you a couple of little spots. Put you a touch of white. Not everywhere, just a spot here and a spot there. Squiggly line going that way there. Little squiggly line there, and maybe just one right down the middle. Put one right there. I'm just kind of looking for little spots where it might just have a little extra black, and I can just go over it with a touch of the white, and that just kind of cleans that up a little. Ooh, doesn't clean it up if I keep flipping it around. I'm trying to hold it to where you guys can see it, and I'm telling you, it's Put a few more on this. This one is over here. Maybe there. All you need, just a couple of little white spots to make it pop. And that's it. All right. Happy tails, guys. I'll see you again soon. Thank you for joining me. Good night. Bye-bye.